Hi, this is Heather Pickin, and welcome to the Fearless Female Leaders series. I'm really excited. This is all about empowering women, stepping up to make 1,000 to 1 million online in any crisis by shifting their mindset. As an expert in human behavior and studying neuroscience for many years, I realized the biggest thing that gets women in their own way from making money is themselves. You'll learn from these leaders, these experts, some mindset strategies and tools and strategies that you need to be successful right now. I'm also giving away some digital copies of my book. So here's how you can enter. This is my latest book, The Dolce Vita Formula, A Woman's Guide to Living a Fearless and Fabulous Life. So here's how you do it. You're watching this on YouTube. All you need to do is subscribe. Make sure you subscribe. Put the thumbs up on this video and actually multiple videos throughout this series, and comment below. So there's 3 steps on what you need to do. The comment, you could just say fearless leader. That way I know you want to be entered in the drawing. So make sure you comment on every single video that you're seeing. And I hope you enjoy this series. And last thing, every single expert is giving you a free gift. It's so generous. But you got to make sure you go to fearlessandfabulousvision.com if you didn't already register, because all of the free gifts will be there for you to use and implement and grow your online business. So stay tuned. Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to another interview for the Fearless Female Leader series. I'm really excited about my next guest. We're going to be talking about really how to create success from the inside out, to really serve your way to millions. I love that. This topic, before we started, we were talking about, I kind of wish we were recording because we were just talking about so many of the things that are going on today, and how women really need to think about the crisis, how we need to kind of shift emotionally, and some of the things that we can do. So we're going to talk about that in a moment. But I want to share with you a little bit about my guest,
Oh,
Lane Arnold, MA. She is an author, certified success coach, and international radio talk show host. And I've actually known her for a long time. We met years
long.
ago. Recently, I was interviewed on her show. But she's been doing this for 25 years. She's been an entrepreneur and a consultant for 25 years, also a licensed psychotherapist, transformational coach, and master trainer. This woman is very seasoned. She is absolutely phenomenal. Her energy is magnetic. So you'll know exactly what I'm talking about when we start this interview. But, what's interesting about her journey, for the past 11 years, on a weekly basis, she has been hosting this amazing show called the Think, Believe, and Manifest Talk Show on the Law of Attraction Radio Network. And she's interviewed New York Times bestselling authors. She has over 550 archived shows. So this is kind of something, instead of watching the news, you can listen to her shows and feed your brain with some things that are positive. And she currently streams on 27 internet stations and into 300 countries. And she has had over 10 million listeners globally. Okay. So this woman, she knows, she walks her talk, and I'm just so grateful and appreciative that she took the time to be with us today. So Constance, thank you so much for being my guest.
Thank you, Harold. I want to meet that woman you're talking about, that you're reading about.
You're so humble. You're so humble. You're such a beautiful person, such a lovely energy. And I feel, wow, now more than ever, especially women entrepreneurs that are going through kind of like maybe this dark night of the soul, this crisis. They're feeling chaotic. What are some of the things that you recommend that women could do right now as a, as far as like really dealing with this on an emotional level?
Right. Well, thank you, Heather. I think first of all, as women, we need to acknowledge, wow, this is scary. Wow, there's so much uncertainty here, and not be ashamed and feel guilty about feeling that way. I know personally, I had some major contracts, major speaking engagements, and they were all canceled. My coaching business has been impacted. And so I had to work through that. So the first thing would be to allow themselves to say, I am scared. I do feel uncertain. I'm disappointed. I've been working on this product and or service for 6 months and now I have to put it on hold. So to acknowledge that and to allow themselves to feel their feelings. I think it's the grief and loss of expectation of what we thought was, of what we thought would happen. And even if we real the money and the resources and the context that were coming from that, Heather. So, an acknowledgement of that, a moving through those feelings. So, what would that look like? One day I'm feeling great, yay. I'm over here vibrating. The next day I'm like, I don't even want to get out of my pajamas. And so it might be that until we begin to align inwardly and begin to think and believe, okay, this doesn't feel that great, but my highest good will come from this. I don't know how that will manifest, but I believe that something good will happen for me and to me and through me for others. So I think it has to be that no fake, it's so much fake stuff going on. Heather, I think we need to woman say, hey, I'm scared. I don't know
Yeah.
what to do. So that's what I would say, an acknowledgement, and then slowly moving into the belief, the vibration of what you do desire.
I love that. We were talking before we started, and I was kind of sharing with you in confidence some of the things that I had going on. They were pretty
Right.
big, and that I mean, I kind of found myself, crying, like, oh, what, poor me. But it was the release of going, okay, it is what it is. I'm going to get through this. And I love what you said, like, really that I feel like the universe is going to always support our highest good. Even in my darkest times, I look at, just kind of clinging to that thought of, the universe always has our back, and we have to acknowledge our feelings. I feel a lot of times we're told to suppress our feelings and just power through
Right.
it. But you're actually saying, we have to give ourselves permission to release those feelings.
I think we have to radically accept. We know that success is inside out, but we have to radically accept, wow, I'm disappointed. Wow, I'm scared. We're not going to live in that state. But if you're not, you're going to be in denial. And if you're trying to manifest something bigger and bolder, uh, that vibration will be a mixture of all of that scarcity and uncertainty will be mixed with that new thing that you're trying to manifest. Talk to a girlfriend, talk to a coworker, talk to another entrepreneur in a safe space where you will not be shamed, where you can be completely vulnerable and radically accept this is what's happening. This is how I feel. And then how can you begin to move from that, baby step your way from that to where you desire to be?
I love that. It kind of reminds me when I was in like these bad relationships, and
Oh, let me
I
raise
would,
my hand. I can relate to
yeah,
that.
I would break up, just kind of blow up in my face, and I would, cry, and then as soon as I gave myself a good cry, I was able to transform very quickly and just feel like stronger. So I think there's something to be said about, just releasing those emotions so that we can be resilient during crisis and chaos. And let's face it, we're always going to face challenging times. It's just kind of packaged up in a different way. So I'm kind of curious, I always like to ask
Okay.
people like different stories, how they have handled different challenges and crisis. So aside from this, what were some of your like biggest breakthrough moments? What was it and how did you get through it?
Oh, honey, do I have some stories? The way I started on the law of attraction was quick story. I was supposed to get married, was looking at $1 million house that he was going to build for me. I had sold my house. I got a phone call and he said, "This is not going to work." This was 2008 with the downsizing of the big real estate market. Of course, I was devastated, felt shame, went hide in the grocery store when I saw people so they wouldn't ask me, "When is the wedding date?" And so I moved and I fell and broke my ankle. So I was certainly in the vibration of negativity. I was lying. The doctor said, "You can't put any weight on your foot. You got to be in a wheelchair for 2 months." I'm like, 2 months? I was lying in my bed, depressed, devastated, saying, "God, do I even want to live?" And so I heard a still small voice. And the principle is God will speak to you through your darkest times. He will break through, interrupt all of this stuff that's going on. And I heard this voice that said, "Law of Attraction Radio Network." I'm like, "Law of Attraction Radio Network." 2018 was when The Secret had just come out. So I contacted them because my background is leadership training, platform speaking. And so I called her and she said, "Wow, we never had anybody with your credentials." So out of my darkest place was birth my Think, Believe, and Manifest talk show with millions of listeners. You said 10 million, it's a lot more than that
Wow.
now. And all of the wonderful people. I've interviewed some of the most powerful and the most famous experts in the law of attraction and self help. Those people are now my friends. And so the principle is, in the middle of difficult times that we're having now, be still and let source, spirit, the universe break through with that one idea. Me being on the network, I got listeners all over the world, coaching clients all over the world, friends, I'm Skyping and Zooming with my friends, what's going on in Italy. It has been literally amazing. So, for any entrepreneur that might be listening to this, be still and hear that one breakthrough. Because I believe, Heather, we really live moment by moment. If we could stay in the moment, this moment, and then maybe the next moment is when that idea will be dropped. So we're really missing the miraculous because we're looking for the spectacular. But if we could just be, this moment I'm going to do this moment I'm grateful. I'm a living witness that that breakthrough ideal voice will come to you.
Oh my gosh, I love that. When you were saying the line about birthing the Law of Attraction Network
Hmm.
Radio, I got a chill because what you're saying is so true. And this has happened to me throughout my entire life, having like the crisis, the chaos, whatever that is, and being able to birth that new idea. I want every woman to listen to this, is that realizing that everyone is on the cusp of a breakthrough. And if
Yeah,
you're listening to what Constance is saying and you're staying in that vibration, being patient, it will happen.
it will
It's
happen.
it's
Now I didn't birth
amazing.
the network. I just birthed my show
Your
on
show,
the
yes.
network, and I didn't feel anything. I was depressed. I
Yeah.
was like, how am I going to do anything lying up here in this bed with my foot in a cast? How could anything good happen to me? And I started my show, and I would have to scoot down the steps on a pillow,
Wow.
and the highlight of my week was my interview. My show kept me alive. The first famous person I interviewed was Dr. John D. Martini
Yes,
from
I
here.
love them.
And everything went crazy that day. The power went out, but that gave me hope. That gave me a glimmer of what was possible. I had never imagined in my mind that that one breakthrough idea would just blossom and become what it is
Wow.
today. Hmm.
Well, I want to go back to that. This is so important because I know a lot of
Okay.
women are watching this right now and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm just so down on myself. I'm beating myself up. What's going to happen to me? So, before you had that thought of the show in your head, what were you saying to yourself before? Like, how did that come to you? Did you shift your thinking and say, okay, what do I need to do? How were you open
Mhm.
to receive that idea?
I think it was a mixture. I was depressed, I was sad, I wasn't mobile, but I was reading, I was meditating, I was praying, I was saturating my mind and my thinking with what's possible. I don't even know if I believed it or not, but I was saturating my mind. One thing I did, the doctor said, you'll never wear high heels again. I'm like, okay, that's the biggest lie I ever heard because I am a 4-inch heel kind of girl,
Yes,
Heather. So I had the lady who was helping me to put one. I said, bring my heels and put them in the bed. And I would put one foot, the one that was well, in my high heels. And so that was my way of kind of visualizing my future. But it was a mixture. But then there was always a part of me that knew I didn't know how this good is going to come to me.
yes,
How am I going to come out of this? I was in love. I thought I would be living in my mansion and over here in this townhouse. But I kept believing, I kept reading, I kept saturating myself. At nighttime, I would go to sleep with just somebody from YouTube,
yes.
probably the secret Jack Canfield. So I was really feeding my spirit, nurturing my spirit, and I believe that opened me up. I didn't know how for that idea to come.
I love that. And I just want to reiterate what you were saying is that you were really going deep into doing a lot of mindset work,
Right.
meditation, listening to things. I find all too often women go off on this tangent. They start beating themselves up. They stay in that, they kind of stay
Mhm.
stuck. And they also think taking more action is going to help, but I feel that's a band-aid solution. So what you're saying is that the secret is really about going within to get the
Absolutely.
outer results, right? Because we're having this conversation about how you want to, basically serve millions of people, create your empire. It really starts from within.
Oh, yeah. I'm an inside out girl. I've tried action. And
Yes.
the interesting thing, if you would nourish and feed yourself inwardly, organically, you would be motivated to take action, baby steps. And then those action steps might turn into quantum leaps. I think a lot of women are, I, I don't like the word, grinding. The new thing is to hustle and grind. I say the new hustle is inner alignment.
Mm,
The new hustle is feeding and nourishing your soul and your spirit. And from that place of nourishment, you'll know what to do.
I
I
love
mean, you'll
that.
know how to take a step. And so it's not outside, it's
Yes.
inside. You
I
know
love that you're
that.
saying that, and I want women to really get that because when you look at like marketing your business online, I mean, the space has always been online for as long as we
Hmm.
can remember, and there are so many men out there that market, with money leading money. Well, there's nothing wrong with money, but it's just the way that they do it is very masculine. Marketing funnels, all of these strategies and tactics, and not to say you don't need a marketing strategy, but I find all too often is that when women lead with that, when they're looking for the holy grail of marketing, that doesn't work because I spent the 10 grand, I spent the 20 grand, I
Yeah,
spent
me
the
too.
30 grand. I spent a lot of money thinking that that was going to be the inner solution. I will tell you, the only thing that worked when I started getting coaching and mentoring from what you're talking about from within. That's when I started
Yeah.
making money, not from these out of the box marketing solutions from gurus. So I'm just kind of curious, like, have you kind of bought into that before you
Oh,
bought all of this?
of course I did. But what I'm realizing now, if I'll just be me with my southern accent, with my if I'll just be me and be authentic and real and raw, that people connect with that and they want more of that. You being authentic is probably the best marketing tool that you can use. I'm I don't like it was $10,000, but today it's going to be 117. I don't like that, and I think that when you are authentic and real, just like that breakthrough came for me, it will come for the female entrepreneurs. Do this. It might be a baby step. Do more of this, do less of that, because when we operate in our feminine energy, we're powerful.
Mm, I love that. And also, yeah, being able, like, we're powerful and we're also able to receive. So I'm kind of curious, when that relationship didn't work out, did you see yourself later on going, wow, that relationship had to happen in order for me to birth this
Oh
show
yeah.
so that I could be a receiver of really, helping other people and making money
Hmm.
doing what I love.
Right. I'm doing my eyes. I got took an allergy shot this morning. And so of course, and looking back on it, it was the best thing that could happen to me, because he would not have been able to harness or deal with who I am. I could not have let my full light just shine all over. And so I had to learn how to extract all of the good. You never let circumstances take from you. You always gain from those. You always extract from those. And even where we are today, the question would be, how can we gain? How can we go to the next level living? How can we extract from all of this coronavirus that's going around? And it really propelled me into places of thinking and possibilities that I didn't know with me. Okay, I'm interviewing all of these famous people. I'm going on cruises, speaking on the platform with them. That would have never been in my thinking and in my imagination. So if a woman can embrace the uncertainty, embrace the scariness, but still just baby step her way, taking that next step that she knows to do, then there are so many wonderful and magical surprises. And that includes money, but it includes deep connections, and it includes creating a rich and powerful life. And so I would not, I saw a picture of him the other day, and I said, thank you, Jesus. you know, because it would have been too small for me. It wasn't big enough for the vision that God had for me, or the universe had for me. And so, for ladies who are feeling like, oh my God, with this coronavirus, just sit still. I can't tell you when that breakthrough, that one idea. Dr. Dennis Kimbrough, who co authored with Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, he said the universe is trying to download to us, I think he said, $7 million ideas a day, but we're so busy. So now is a great time, because Russell Simmons says there is profit in stillness. So we can't go anywhere, y'all. And so it just being still every day. You don't know when that idea is going to come. You don't know when that insight is going to come. You may go 10 days and you may say, Constance, ain't nothing happening to me. Just keep being still, because there is profit in stillness. And it's not just money, it's ideas, it's connections, etc.
I love that. So many golden nuggets of what you're saying. You were saying earlier about just the way that you were phrasing it into like a positive question instead of saying, why is this happening to me?
Yeah.
What can I do? What can I learn from this? And taking baby steps. I think a lot of times what happens when women are faced with a crisis, it could be anything. It could be this, it could be,
Right.
they want to get divorced, they look at this big picture instead of like just taking the baby steps, like you were saying, like what can you do every day? And so my next question is, I am a big believer in having a morning ritual. So what do you do every day to kind of really be in alignment? And now I think now more than ever, especially if women are kind of freaking out, is
Hmm.
they have to practice more mindfulness. So what do you do?
I'm a radical person. I don't even let my dog, who I love dearly, mess with my morning ritual because I learned a long time ago that your daily habits create success. So every day, I know this like I could close my, every day I get up and I don't look at my phone because I have clients who have reached out to me from all over the world. I don't look at my phone and I get different books and I'll go make me some green tea and I'll go sit in my office. I have a lounge chair. I pray, I may meditate, I read, and I visualize. And I do it in the morning when the sunshine is just coming in. For example, this morning, I read different books. I read this and I will read over. I look at YouTube motivational things. I'm showing you this, and I take notes and I will go over what I heard yesterday so that I can repeat it. So I do that every single day. And then I spend about 5 minutes visualizing. I mean, I feel it. I have a vision board, but I pull those pictures off of my vision board with emotion. I see myself on the beach. I hear the waves. I feel the wind flowing through my window with my window open. So I do all of that, and I don't let anything stop that. And when I do, the world's in trouble. I'm not my best. I'm off balance. But I realize and I cherish it, and it's really a sacred time for me. It's my sanctuary.
I love that. Yeah, I think having that morning routine, a lot of women, like you're saying, not checking your phone first thing, that is a recipe for disaster. But taking that reconnection time, because you never know when you're going to get a download for that idea that you can put out there online, or if you already have an online business that you could really grow exponentially and serve so many people. So let's talk about the money piece, because
Okay.
I know,
I
this,
like money.
yeah, and I think we should. A lot of women, they have issues around scarcity, security around money, the inability to receive money, thinking money is a dirty thing. So I'm just kind of curious about your beliefs growing up about money, what you were taught, how you look at money today, some of your maybe practices or rituals to be in that place of receiving.
Okay, I'm good at receiving. Grew up, went to a good old Baptist church, but I knew something in me. I've always been attracted to success and wealth. And I didn't know how. I was the first person, African American in my community, to even get a degree, etc. And so my goal was to um, be rich by the time I was 30. That didn't happen. So then my new belief was I got to marry money. So I married money. And that didn't work out. He was 20 years older than me. And somebody said, well, I said, he was like my daddy. And they said, well, was he your sugar daddy? I said, he might have been both of those. And so it was only in my 40s that I knew that God wanted me to have wealth. I love beautiful things. I love helping people, being philanthropic. But the inside of me was lack and scarcity. I didn't know it. I mean, if I got $1,000, I'm going to go buy a pair of shoes that cost $999 and then not able to pay my rent. So the long and short of that was I began to reprogram my thinking around wealth. I read all of the Bible scriptures about wealth. I began to take a look at successful people. So this is what happened, Heather. Got big major contracts, millions of dollars came through my hands. I spent it all. I would take you on a trip, your dog on a trip, your mama, and everybody else. I didn't know about investing. So I realized that my subconscious had not been reprogrammed. I still had scarcity, lack, and limitation. So I did intense work, reading, studying, praying, meditating. So the second time that it came around, I was ready for it.
I love it. I love it. You had to go all that, you had to do all that work. I think all too often, Women, we have been conditioned, many of us,
Hmm.
as little girls, that money is a bad thing and it's security, and especially like investing. I believe in saving your money, investing, and that sort of thing. But what about investing in yourself, in your business? Because I think a
Hmm.
lot of women right now may be clinging on to, what, I'm going to wait until this is over. I actually think that's wrong. I think, now more than ever, you should be investing in your business. So,
Yeah.
what is your take on that?
Absolutely, because if you are afraid to invest in yourself, that means you have a scarcity mentality because you are the business. Who you are, your vibration, your energy, you are the business. So now is really the best time to invest. Invest in coaching, invest in taking master classes, whatever it takes. Invest in you being more healthy, etc. Because really your business is a byproduct of who you are. And
Mm,
so I'm just big on that. And when you have an abundance mentality, you see, and you don't see like, oh my God, I'm spending money I don't have anymore. You see it as, wow, I'm going to get a great return, ROI, return on my investment in this master class. So your perspective and your lens are really different. You don't see it as spending, you see it as I'm worth it. I'm going to get a return on this, maybe not this year, but years to come, etc. So I'm really big. I'm big on
yes.
investing in hair, lipstick, makeup, courses. I know every year I spend a minimum of 10 grand just in investing in myself for my business ideas, learning this, growing here, etc.
I love
Right.
that. And I feel like if you're not investing in yourself, if you're not evolving yourself, then your business will stop. So you have
Uh,
to continually do that as, things kind of, everything shifts, nothing is static. So you have to continually skill up and connect with
right.
everything. But no, I agree. So I'm just encouraging women right now that are watching this is to invest in your success. Get a coach or a mentor that you feel aligned with, not one of those
Absolutely.
bro marketing strategies. That's not going to work. Yes, it feels like this really cool shiny object, but trust me, I've spent over 100,000, more than that, I've stopped counting,
Right.
on those strategies, and they actually made my business worse. They did not work.
Yeah, and your clients can feel your scarcity lack mentality and when you haven't invested in yourself. But when you have and you know who you are and this is the best CD, whatever it is, or this is the best fan. This is what I use when I get real hot, Heather, and have the fan when a little flash or something comes. You may say, this is the best fan. You're confident, you're excited, you're passionate about it. Your prospective clients, they feel that and they want more of you because you're coming from a place of abundance.
I love that. Yeah, like just listening, people that are watching this, they're feeling your energy. They're feeling both of
Hmm.
our energies. They know we're here to serve. Like, I just,
Absolutely.
oh my gosh, I'm just a big proponent of getting women leaders such as yourself together and say, listen up, everyone. We can do this together. I find as women, and we were talking before this started, is that
Hmm.
this is a huge global shift for women. It started out, and I feel like all of these businesses are just blowing up everywhere. Women are on the rise.
Hmm.
We are investing more. We're creating more and more uh, businesses. We're getting more women are stepping into leadership roles. It's not exactly where it should be, but I feel that in this crisis, I do see women stepping up. They're wanting
Yeah.
to really give back. I feel like, when you look at Mother Nature, women have this, we have their feminine energy to balance out
Hmm.
all of the kind of chaos and confusion.
And I love that you um, chose to do this summit, and it And I've had a couple of other people ask me, and I'm just being honest, you come from a place of abundance. I know you truly want to give. And I think I shared with you that serving is the new selling. And so when you serve, people, it may not happen today or next month, but people will remember that experience and they want more of you, your goods, your products, and your services. So I love the vibration from which you are presenting this summit. It's a place of giving, it's a place of empowerment, it's a place of serving and helping. That's very powerful.
Well, on that note, I know we have, or you're offering a free gift.
I
And
am.
for everyone that's watching, there's a link below where you can grab Constance gifts. But can you share with us a little bit about what your gift is?
Okay, my gift is, because relationships are so important, my gift is how to attract genuine love in your life. It talks about the law of attraction and attracting love, attracting friendship, and even attracting money. That's my gift.
I love that. I love that. I encourage everyone to go ahead and click that link, grab her gift, watch her show. She's got so many resources, and your brain will never be the same. So, do something that is nurturing so you can put yourself in the place of receiving instead of lack. Period.
Right.
Constance, oh my gosh, we can be
This
talking
went by too
forever.
fast. Let me commend you again for doing this summit. You are amazing. You are fearless. I love that. You are audacious, and we just love you for doing this for us.
Oh, well, thank you so much, Constance. I
Welcome.
absolutely, like I said, I love your energy. I love your contribution to this world. And together, we're making the world a better place. We really are.
Yes.
So
Thank you.
I appreciate it. And everyone that is watching, thank you so much for tuning in. And make sure, again, you click on that link, you grab all of the experts' gifts, especially Constance's gift today. And this is the time, everyone, this is the time to live fearlessly. Take care, everyone. Bye bye. Well, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this interview. Make sure if you want to be in the drawing to win one of my, or actually a copy of my latest book in digital form, do three things: subscribe to this channel, thumbs up, and comment below, Fearless Leader. I hope you enjoyed this interview, and I'll talk to you soon.